Hello people, welcome to online classes for business planning and project management. In this lesson, we will be studying the concept of project maturity model. So in this particular lesson, we will be covering the meaning and concept of project maturity model. What is the need, or basically what project maturity model does? What are the various requirements in using project maturity model and the different types of models that are OPM3 and CMMI. So this will be the scope of our lesson okay. A quick revision from previous lesson of from the project management process, where the last stage or step 5 was of closure, right? Wherein you analyze the plans that went well, the plans that went wrong, the reasons why the plan did not meet certain expectations, or the reasons behind the plan went out of track, right? So the project managers analyze and take note of everything which add ons to their experience for further projects, right? So that becomes a basic requirement for your project maturity model, right? So if you begin working on a project with a new company, say as a project manager, it probably would not take you long to notice areas of project management where things were done very well and other areas where you saw some room for improvement, right? You might even find something you had assumed would be going on all the time that was just being ignored. So your same observations could be said to form a simple model of the maturity of that company's processes, right? So in very simple languages, in very simple terms, any observation that a project manager makes regarding based on his previous experience in project management is said to form a project maturity model, right? A primary goal of most businesses, particularly small businesses that have just started, is to grow and develop so that all the processes are innovative, efficient, and produce consistent desired results. So this project maturity models, of which there are many variants, are a way to measure the growth of a business in terms of documentation, behaviors, and desired outcomes. I repeat, project maturity models are a way to measure the growth of a business in terms of documentation, behavior, and the desired outcome. Clear? Now, what this project maturity model does, what is its main purpose? The project maturity model identifies weaknesses and capabilities of the project subject. So, by properly using a project maturity model, a company gains a concept of the potential possibilities within the business. This particular model ideally describes what the company does, fail, or succeed at producing reliable and sustainable results. So now that you've understood rather got a slight idea as to what is project maturity model and what it does, let us now study what are the basic requirements, or from where you can begin with, right? So in using a project maturity model, businesses have to identify a starting point. That is, they need to determine on a fundamental level what the company is doing and what results have occurred over a period of time. They also need to figure out what the goals of a company are, because these goals determine the direction of the company that as it progresses through the maturity model. So the very first and basic requirement of project maturity model is identifying the goals and objectives of the company, right? To understand where the company is leading. The people involved in the company in the project must have a common understanding and objectives with respect to the project, because at the end every company is different. Therefore, what matters to the company should be defined so that the company members may determine what to accept or reject during the improvement process. Now, these people may use their experiences to develop and rank changes that occur during the maturation stage. The maturation process. So, these are certain basic requirements for project maturity model. So, let us now go ahead and study what are the different project management maturity models, right? So here in this one image there are two maturity models. First is the OPM3, which has these levels, and another is CMMI, that is capability maturity model integrated, right? जिसके steps या फिर levels are given over here, right? So these are two different maturity models combined into one image, right? So let us first start with discussing the CMMI one, that is the capability maturity model integrated, which has 5 stages, first being the initial level. So under this level, processes are usually ad hoc, and the organization usually does not provide any stable environment. In spite of this ad hoc chaotic environment, maturity level 1 organizations often produce products and services that work. However, they frequently exceed their budget and schedule for their projects, but the desired outcome is positive, right? So that is your level 1 initiation level. Now the characteristic of this particular phase or level is that it's a chaotic environment, right? Now, why is there chaotic environment? Do the managers do not plan well, or they lack in scheduling? What are the reasons behind such chaotic situations? Sometimes what happens that the project managers tend to overcommit to the stakeholders, or if something goes out of control due to lack of risk management and issue management, in that case they might just abandon the entire process. So that is why there is such a chaotic situation in this particular phase. However, irrespective of shortcomings like exceeding their deadlines and budgets, there are possibilities that projects might have successful outputs. So that is level 1, initiation. Then we have level 2, that is repeatable, under which we have integration, scope, time and cost, and procurement. These are the elements of level 2. So under this level, process discipline helps to ensure that the existing practices are retained during the times of chaos. The reason being, when these practices are in place, projects are performed and managed according to their documented plans, unlike level 1. In this particular level, the project status and the delivery of services are quite visible to the management at defined points, for instance, a major milestone and the completion of major tasks. So in this stage, the basic documentation exists, and therefore It enables the people to repeat at least some processes and get roughly the same result. So that is the level 2 in the project maturity model. Then next level is defined, that is the level 3, under which the organizations set a standard processes which is the basis of level 3, which is by then established and improved over a period of time. So these standard processes are used to establish consistency across the organization. The management establishes process objectives based on the organization's set of standard processes, and it also ensures that these objectives are appropriately addressed and followed. So the main difference between level 2, that is repeatable, and level 3, that is defined, is the scope of standards, process descriptions and procedures. At the formal level, the standards, processes, descriptions and procedures may be quite different in each specific instant of the process. However, at the latter level, these standards, process descriptions and procedures for a project are tailored from the organization's set of standard processes to suit a particular project or the organization unit. So that's the basic difference between repeatable and defined. Both of these levels have defined procedures and standards. However, in this particular phase, that is level 2, it is more on generic basis, while in case of the level 3, that is defined, the processes standards are based on specific organizations, or it is more specialized or tailor-made according to the organization's goals and objectives. Then next up we have level 4, that is managed. So under this, using precise measurements, management can effectively control the project development effort. In particular, management can identify ways to adjust and adapt to the process to particular projects without measurable losses of quality or deviations from the specifications. Again, the difference between level 3 and level 4 is the predictability of the process performance. At maturity level 4, the performance of processes is controlled using statistical and other quantitative techniques, and it is more predictable, whereas in maturity level 3, processes are only qualitatively predictable. And the last level, that is the level 5, is optimizing. So under this, the business management focuses continually improving process performance through both incremental and innovative technological improvements. So yes, students, I hope you've understood the CMMI model. So in similar lines, we have OPM3 maturity model as well. So OPM3 stands for Organizational Project Management Maturity Model, which is more a generic model that can be applied across a wide scope of industries. So in OPM3, the levels are again somewhat different. First, it is characterized as ad hoc, then it goes to another level, which is basic project management control, which speaks of more standardized processes. Under the next level, that is level 3, we have complex project management, in which you measure, and next process or next level, the next level is strategic project management, under which you control the different processes and tasks and activities. And lastly, OPM3 seeks to continuous improvement level. So depending upon the model used, there are varying degrees of confidence in the outcomes of the assessment models, right? Various amounts of resources required to conduct the assessment, and in certain cases, firm requirements for the person leading the assessment. So, based on which the outcomes are dependent. So, yes, students, I hope you're clear with this particular concept. In the next slide, we have, so this particular slide explains the levels of project maturity model across various project management functions and processes, right? So it explains how the functions, the project management functions and processes are characterized in at different levels of maturity model. So I want you all to pause the video and go through this entire slide, read it by yourself and try to understand how it functions, right? If you all are having any difficulty in reading this particular font, or if the it is not legible enough, then I will share this PPT. Please go through it and study this particular slide in detail. It will help you in understanding the concept in a better way, okay? So a brief revision to what we've studied in this lesson is: first level, that is the initial level, processes usually are not written down or standard, right? It is done on ad hoc basis. There is lack of documentation and standardization, which is like a barrier in progress because of the ambiguity, chaos, confusion, and the conflicts which are which are which basically come up, right? Then in second stage, or the repeatable stage, basic documentation exists which enables the people to repeat at least some of the processes which help to get some results. In the third level, that is the defined level, the defined processes are well documented and are accepted as standards. At fourth or managed level, the workers understand the standard processes well enough to manipulate them to some degree to meet the business goals. And the final level, that is the optimizing, it involves continuing review and analysis of processes to ensure that the businesses continually achieve the highest performance levels. So yes, students, this is all about the project management maturity models. I hope you've understood this concept. If you have any doubts regarding this lesson or regarding this particular slide, please let me know in the comment section below, or you can also ask me during the live sessions. I'll be more than happy to help you with it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you in the next class with another lesson of project management. Until then, take care and happy learning.